Oh, this looks good.
Okay, period.
Okay. Okay. Right. Ready?
I'll try not to yell.
Okay, no, I know. Me too. Right? Hey, girl. Immediately starts yelling.
I need a lesson.
Oh my god. I know, right? Hey. Y'all, this is Tiana. Girl, how you doing?
I'm well. How are you?
Good. Oh my god, tell us about yourself.
Where do I start? There's so much to know.
I know.
Jeez. All right. Well, I'm MsTianaNicole. I'm a makeup artist here in Springfield, Mass. Well, Western Mass. I don't want to just
Put
up
her
on
Instagram's
Instagram.
right here.
Period. Instagram, TikTok. I would say Twitter, but don't look at that. Don't look at that. Just know it's there, just in case I'm like lost. But yeah, jeez, yeah, I'm MsTianaNicole. I'm a makeup artist and creator. I do like TikToks, videos, everything, cosplays. It's just too much. It's a lot. Yeah. I started back cosplaying. I do cosplays now.
What? Okay, who's your favorite character?
Okay, so at some point, I want to revive the Storm that I tried to do on my birthday. I just feel like every black woman has to do Storm at some point. I did it for my birthday, but it took like 5 minutes for me to put it on, which means I was rushing, so like it wasn't good. So I gotta redo that. Yeah. But Storm is my girl. Like, that's my girl. And who's my other favorite character? It depends. It depends on the day.
I know recently you did Sailor Moon.
Yes. So I did
fire.
Because like I did my hair, which I always do like hair transformations on TikTok and stuff, and people eat that up. I recently did Sailor Neptune, and they were like, okay, so you have to do Sailor Pluto, and I'm like, I'm not doing all these planets, but I'll do the Scout Squad, whatever.
Right.
So I'm like, I guess what I'll do now, like as a creative, I do things based on my hair.
Yeah.
For some reason, I don't know what that's about, but now I'm like, okay, since I have like this name color,
which is pretty.
Thank you. All by myself. I always do my own hair too, so like everything. I just do everything. It's a lot. Do I have ADHD? Yes. Yes.
But that's okay because you do everything.
It's like,
I do.
And the brain, same way. There's a lot going on.
It's okay.
But yeah. In short, yeah, that's what I do. All of that, and yeah, that's me.
Wow.
That's me.
Wait, okay, I might like kind of be getting off topic, but
that's fine.
As far as like cosplay, makeup, and everything, is it like different than just wearing everyday makeup, or how would you describe? Yeah, how would you describe that?
So my regular. So I started. Well, let me start from the beginning. I started doing makeup back in 2016. I was just doing makeup on myself for the most part. When I was growing up, I had a lot of hyperpigmentation, so I was like, oh, let me just use something. I used to use my grandmother's makeup, which was not my shade, so don't even try to look back at those pictures. It was really bad. It looked like self-hate. It was so bad, but I just didn't know. But I started off in high school, and then it just became fun. Like, when you see, like, that was when, like, YouTube makeup videos were, like, on the rise. You're like, oh, I want to watch her learn how to get my eyebrows done. Like, it was the time when, like, people were trying for real. A golden time. 2016 was a golden year.
It really
Let's
was,
go back. The music that dropped. See, yeah, nostalgia. It's all coming back. But anyway, I started back in 2016, and my friend, she was having a baby, and she's like, oh, I'm doing a maternity shoot. You do your makeup, you're going to do mine. I'm like, oh, I've never done that before. And she's like, oh, no, you'll be fine. And I'm like,
you put a lot of pressure on you.
It was hella pressure, but for a first time, it was pretty good.
Right.
Like, if I were to do that now, it'd be like, oh, Tiana, take that off. But for a first time, it was like, oh, it's not bad. But I noticed I had more fun doing makeup on other people, too. Which kind of messed me up, because I'm like, oh, I thought this was going to be like a me thing.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I just love doing this. So once I started doing that, over the years, you kind of progress. And, like, when it comes to, like, being a makeup artist, you kind of, like, have to stay on trend to what's, like, going on now. So as far as, like, makeup now, when I do clients and sometimes on myself to promote myself, it's a lot of soft glams and, like, the pretty cut creases. And, like, I say it like that, and other people are like, I love that shit. And I'm like, cool. But for me, it's like, I'm getting bored.
Right.
I've been doing makeup now, since 2016, so it's coming along, 7 years?
Right. You want to have something like...
You have to have something fresh and something different. Because once you do a natural beat for 7 years, it's like, all right.
Yeah.
Can
like,
someone get some color? Mm-hmm. So with cosplaying, like one of the artists I work for, her name is Kiona, but she goes by On Key Cosplay. Super dope. She's all over the place. You'll see her if you look on my information. But she comes through and like she'll be like, okay, I'm going to be Sailor Moon for this shoe. Let's recreate that look. I can do pinks where you don't usually put pinks and blues and different funky colors. Really giving like, anime. It's like colorful and it's different depending on the anime. But it's colorful and it's different. And I like that because it taps into like that inner child creative expression. Yeah. And like I don't mind doing like the swaffling. Like if you want a sockland, come through. But give me some pink, give me some color. Yeah. I think it kind of like caters to like both sides. Like as an adult, I gotta pay bills, taking care. It's a job. Like, right. It's a service that I'm giving. But at the same time, it's also a passion. So it's like, how do I blend the two? Mm-hmm. So now that I introduced doing cosplay again, it's like,
have you been having a better like terms of like, blending everything together? Or is it you're still having a hard time with like all that?
It's getting better. Mm-hmm. It's getting better. This has definitely been like the year of the career. Yeah. Where it's like I'm figuring out how I want things to go, who I want to cater to, what type of clientele I want.
And it's not easy, It's so hard, like having your own business and everything.
It's so
would you say you get a lot of support, or have you been getting a lot of support now that like you have like a bigger following, or like was it hard? Yeah, like I had to bring it up. I know we talked about it before, but like
it's tough because people don't like what I have to say about support. Yeah. Most of my support, I think we went through my analytics that night. Yeah. Oh, we were lit, but we were lit, but
we were on that Proseccck.
We were on that Proseccck. Next time we gotta have Proseccck.
I know. Next time we're gonna have.
Oh yeah. Next time we're gonna do it up. This is gonna be part 2. This is gonna be part 2. Part 3, 4, 5.
Exactly.
Might be weekly. Like who cares? Who knows? I might be a reoccurring guest.
You are. But, you are.
What was I saying? Yeah. When we looked at the analytics, most of my support is not from here, and it has never been from here. People are catching on now because now I'm starting to like get for real.
You have a following, and it's
so corny.
Let's talk about it, yo.
When I first began, I was begging people to just share it, just like it, not even book because I'm like I don't have money. So I don't expect you to have money to come to me for a service. But get me out here because everybody's getting married. Everybody needs something. And even though I am just starting out, like all I need is the opportunity. Right. And even with my first opportunity, people said, yo, this looks good. Mm-hmm. And when I look back on the photos that it was like the makeup I was doing, it's like I could have charged more for that. Like it was a lot of that. And sometimes when artists, like, they have music videos or designers have fashion shows, they're like, oh, I want you. They'll think about booking you, but they don't tag you, or they don't credit you, or they don't pay you in full. So it was a lot of that coming up, which now that I'm established and I know what the heck I'm doing, and all of a sudden it's like, goatee, I'm like, 5 years ago, you barely wanted to.
You didn't even look at me.
It's weird, and I'm learning how to, like, that's just the game. Which, for me, I'm a little bohemian fairy. Like, I could care less about all of this. Right. I just want to do makeup and, like, dance somewhere. Like, literally it. I only have to make money because I have to survive.
I know, which is, like, that's the thing that's bothering me right now. Like, why did we choose this life where we have to pay bills and, like, everything? Like, that doesn't make any sense.
I don't want to
Like, I'm over I don't want to work. I just want to do podcasting, talk to people,
literally,
like,
talking,
have fun.
Vibing, Proseccck, and dance.
Proseccck.
Like that.
The Proseccck part. Like oh my god.
With a capital P. Like,
with
that's
a capital P.
So this journey, and, like, besides the support part in that aspect financially, forget about it.
I know.
If you would think being a black woman in a what people will call a urban area, there'll be dollars flowing for support or grants or loans. This is my first time. Again, we've been doing this since 2016. This is my first year getting some type of grant or some type of gift or opportunity.
Right.
Ever. Everything has been out of pocket. And being a freelance, self-employed makeup artist, which is like the full thing, everything's out of pocket.
Right.
My kid, my branding, studio, this.
Y'all should see these lights, first of all.
Everything came out of my pockets. When I did my taxes, oh my God. It was like $3,000.
That you owe them?
I'm not. Even if I did owe them, catch me if you can. I don't care, IRS. You're good.
Yo, for real.
America's dying. Like, you're
honestly, why are they like coming after the poor people?
Thank you. We have, and to get our $5, send me to jail. I'll work it off.
Yo, you're crazy.
Housing, food, warmth. Just don't touch me. But like, you're not gonna get it out of me. Mm-hmm. I wish I would owe on taxes. They're not gonna get it. I didn't even file. I'm not even gonna list, like, please. But when I did my taxes, and like, you know how like keep your receipts, your expenses, and I was like, all right, this is the first year I actually did that, because I'm like, all right, I want my money back.
Right.
But inflation, they're like not giving people's money back, and we live in Massachusetts, so it's like, do we even have a chance?
Oh, that's a whole nother thing we're gonna talk about, so because like lately, I've been wanting to explode on some people.
Not explode.
Oh, no. Because I'm like, yo, what is going on?
Everything at the same time.
Like,
everything is happening at the same time. I did my taxes and it came up to, I spent over $3,500 out of pocket for everything that I use.
Damn.
And seeing that kind of like lit up a switch, like, yeah, no, I gotta start being adamant about my business, how I do business, who I do business with. So when people see like, oh, you're a makeup artist, they're like, oh, glitz and glam, but it's like, no, somebody gotta pay for these concealers.
Right.
And people
they don't see
like
the work behind it.
They don't, and everybody's like, well, I could have done it myself. Do it. Get the products, see how much that racks up to, get the tools, because how you gonna put it on, and have the talent.
And it's expensive. The makeup's expensive.
All three parts of that, between the tools, the products, and the talent, it's all expensive. Yeah. Because you have to learn. And even though I put up like tutorials on like my Instagram and stuff like that, because like, you know, you can learn how to do it. When it comes to like great detail, that's my time.
That's exactly.
So I have to charge for that. And again, I'm a bohemian. I don't want to.
Right. But
you know, Joe Byron didn't take care of these loans, so like, who else is going to?
Have to.
So it's like, yeah, that's pretty much everything. Like, being a makeup artist, I love it, and that's the problem. There's nothing else I could do. Like, you know, people are like, oh, go to school, learn how to do this, pick up a trade. I'm like, this is my dream. This is it.
This is it. There's no other way.
There's no way.
There's no other way. Like,
this is all I got left. If it's not this, then I'll pick a corner and just be in a box. There's like nothing else.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, exactly. This is me.
I was just gonna be like, so like, what would be your advice if someone went to, like, if someone wanted to be in your shoes? What advice would you give them? Because what if they loved, you know, doing makeup and all that, but they don't have the funds, they don't have the tools.
Oh, like, please. Start everything broke. Start everything.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. No, I'm gonna be team that forever. Start it broke, because you never. The thing is, when you start. I think it's, besides like the whole business side of things and like having a passion, there's a lot of power in having intention and moving with intention and moving within what you want. Yeah. I believe, you know, whatever people believe in, because everybody's belief is different, which my belief, it's everywhere right now. I don't even know what I'm doing.
Yo, for real.
Which is another topic.
Yo, we're gonna have like 50
so many
parts.
Segues. They're like, but you tapped into this. What did you mean by that? Like, in part 35, we'll discuss faith.
Yo, for real. We're gonna have like 100 videos.
It's like, there's so much crap happening in this world, and it's like, we're just here. Like, that's the crazy part. We're just alive.
Surviving.
Trying to.
Yeah.
Like, did I drink water today? I guzzled a little bit. Like, you know what I mean? A quick sip. Jeez. But I would say, Proseccck. For now, and it's like, did you drink water? I had Proseccck.
I have Proseccck though. That's water.
We low-key have to do Proseccck now, because like my mouth is like dry now, and it's like, no, I don't want water.
I want Proseccck.
I want Proseccck. It won't, like, water will come up. Like, no, we don't want this. But yeah, if you have a passion, you just want to do something, just start. start with what you know. Now, I'm talking to myself too, because I'm definitely the person that's like, I have to do more research. I need this, I need that. And the whole time I could have just been started. By the time I get the information or I get used to something, when I get what I'm trying to get, new tools or a lesson or buying a program or whatever, I'll kind of have an idea. That way I'm not going in like trying to figure it out.
I also feel like too, like when you look on like social media, instantly you're like, oh, I need to do this, I need to do that. You start comparing yourself, which is like a no, you don't want to do that.
Comparison will kill you.
But it's hard though sometimes.
Because every time someone brings something up, they talk about someone else, or they compare themselves to somebody else. But it's like no one has a linear journey, no matter what it is. And especially if you're trying to do a trade or something that doesn't really have a path. Like, if I wanted to be a doctor, there's some steps I have to take. Like, it's not simple. I wasn't going to come for advice, Chris. Someone's like, it's not easy being a doctor. Like, chill out, Carrie. Chill out, Carrie. I didn't mean it like that. But they have, like, a guideline. When you're doing something like being a stylist or a makeup artist or something that's out of the binary box, like, this stuff like podcasting or having some type of platform, it's still fairly new. Because when people had it, it was like a branch off of whatever else they were doing. A lot of people doing this is just off their own merit. And that doesn't necessarily have a guide because it's just you. You gotta figure it out for yourself. And with that, there's different ways you can go. Do you want to be in this field? Do you want to be serious? Do you want to be comedy? Do you want to sponsor? Do you want to showcase stuff? Do you want to be live? Do you want to... Like, it's so much.
There's a lot. There's a lot of room.
There's a lot of room. But with that, there's still beauty in it because a lot of, you know, our everyday experience, someone's telling us how to do things or, like, what to do. And when you have something on your own, you can make it however you want. So using other people's as a guide or a source, that's fine. But like comparing, like, oh, she has this and that, you don't know how people get to that point. And half the time you see them with the glitz and glam and stuff, and they're miserable too. So like, it's useless.
A big thing too.
Oh my god,
that's a big thing I've been noticing.
Yes, there's so many times I talk to people. I'm like, girl, I would love to have done this, that, and third. They're like, I had the worst time. Or people are hella racist. Or I didn't get any money.
Like,
or I'm broke right now.
It didn't seem like that on your TikTok or on your video. You seem happy as fuck.
Which is why on my platform too, like when I talk about my journey, there will be weeks where I'm just on Instagram crying.
Like sadness. And that's good that you're raw with your, you know.
Heck yeah.
Because some people aren't. Some people, like...
It's not realistic.
They sugar... Yeah, exactly.
It's not realistic. And what people do is they'll get to a point where they'll blame themselves. Like, so it's clearly just me, right? And then anytime you have a thought like that, it can go so downhill. So with myself, I try to, like, be as authentic as I can. Because this life is some bullshit. Like, quite frankly, there's no other way to word it.
Bro.
It's some bull, but you really have to do, not the most, but you have to do what you can to, like, enjoy it. So that's, like, part of it. Every part of, like, whatever you want to do on your own or whatever passion you have, just start it. Start broke if you have to. Put it on pause if it gets to a point. That's another thing. Everything. And that's the other part about, like, starting your own thing. You learn about yourself. So, you know, I kind of, like, learned about my ADHD. Because I'm like, how come people can make content every day?
Every single day. They edit every day. Like,
every day. They have ideas every day. They have
it's a lot of work.
When they do this. And on Wednesdays, I do this. And I'm just here like, I can try for Monday.
Yeah.
And then Monday might be.
But they don't see. But you don't see behind the scenes. Sometimes they have other people helping them too.
Right. That too. Jeez, that's another part.
Let's talk about it.
This is the only person on the team.
Right. Like, and I feel like people don't realize that. Like, there's a lot behind the scenes. You have to edit. You have to add music. You have to, like.
It can't be copyrighted.
It can't be copyrighted.
The way you edit has to be, which, oh my god, it has to be entertaining. It has to grab people.
Right.
There's so many levels, but I like that because it's like there's some levels you're like, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. And also the other part of all of that, even though it's like low key trash, when you're And that's why I said moving with intention is very important. When you move with passion and intention and, like, that's all you're really moving with, like, that's your end goal, the right people will gravitate towards you, which is what's happening now. Like, there's moments I'm not doing anything at all. I'm just being me, and people are like, yo, I like your vibe. Here's and this, like, here's that. Would you like to do this? And I'm like, this is what I'm talking about.
Right.
Cool.
Like, we're having
I'm gonna chill out.
But, no, it's okay.
And it takes time, but it happens. And I think it's, like, having faith in that. But it's, like, in the society and the world we live in, it's, like...
Yo, it's, like, it's so sad, because I try to have hope in humanity, but...
Humanity.
Yeah, every day I'm just, like...
Day.
I just look at people, I'm just, like... For those of you that know, I just look at people sometimes, I'm just, like...
Just to stare.
Just to stare. You just have to stare. Yeah.
Because either that or you're just going to waste your breath.
I don't even argue anymore. I'd be like, you got it.
Yeah.
Like, you don't even
I don't even if that, usually I'm just like, you're this. And that's all. That's all I got for you. You can work on it if you want. If not, fine.
I say this all the time. And I'm like, damn, this is sad to say, but... Majority of people are not shit, but then you have to kind of take a step back and look at yourself too, because if you say that, you say that, like, for me to say that, I kind of have to take a step back and be like, damn,
self-awareness is important.
Yeah,
you also need that too.
But you also need
whatever
that.
You want to start.
Yeah,
self-awareness. I'm very self-aware. Yeah, I know. I can get crazy if I want to.
Yo, for real.
And I know how to manipulate if I want to. Yeah, I know.
See, as long as you know.
I'm trash. But do I act on those trash things? No. Depends on the week. But for the most part, no. But people are inherently trash for some reason.
Yes.
Depending on who they are.
They don't want to change
society in class.
Know, you heard the term ignorance is bliss, you know, like.
Oh, yeah.
Which is, that's not the way to go. Like, you don't want to be ignorant. Like, I'm sorry. That's ignorant.
Some things I don't want to know, though.
Yeah.
Like the news. Yeah. I don't watch the news.
Yeah, that's true.
And when people are like, did you know that Philadelphia? I'm like,
no. I didn't know nothing about that.
No.
But it's just some things I'm like, if trying to better yourself when they don't want to be, they want to be ignorant about that, like, that's not the way to go.
It's not. And bettering, I love when people want to better themselves.
Yeah, like, you always want to, you know.
Go for it. But don't, I feel like when people also better themselves, they want to better other people at the same time. It's like, well, no. You're the target.
Yeah.
Stick to yourself.
But to, like, kind of change topics a little bit, what would be, like, your favorite theme, makeup theme?
Ooh. Dang.
Or do you have one?
I think, I don't know, depends on the day and the mood. Because sometimes I like to be like that model golden glow type of vibe. But sometimes I want to look like a fairy. Like, kind of like a little bit of today where it's like I want like the glitter and like the different colors going on.
Yeah.
Sometimes I like what's the one I usually like always do on myself? Like the cut creases and stuff. Like, I love all of that. I like when it's like art on the face. That's like my shit. Yeah. Like the different designs and stuff. Do I like doing it? Heck no.
I was gonna say, how long does it take?
It's stress. It depends. It really depends. Some look so, like, the other day I did like that floral makeup look.
Yeah.
That did not take me that long. I was shooketh. I was like, oh.
Shooketh.
I had capabilities. Okay. It really just depends on the look. Also the drive. Like, if you like, I'm gonna get this done.
Right.
I would say usually like a graphic or colorful eye look can probably take, on the eyes alone, probably like 45 minutes to an hour.
Oh, wow.
Depending how intense it is.
Oh my god, I can't do that.
Yeah, depending.
That's a long time.
Yeah, no,
that's like definitely when, you know, you want to look good, professional.
Oh, heck yeah. Or you're doing like an editorial look.
Yeah.
But like that's part of it. So like me doing that on myself for a video, it's like, oh, I'll just set time aside. But when people are booking it, it's like, okay, you gotta come at this time. I gotta make sure it's up to par with like the photographer and the director, whoever is working. Like, there's a lot of moving parts that can kind of make it not as fun. And that's kind of like the downside of makeup. It's like, this is a fun look, but getting it done and complete is hell. Or the other way around. This is like the worst look ever, but the process is super fun.
Wow, I didn't even know it was like in that depth. So wait, I have two parts. So like, as far as you doing your edits, like, you know, for your reels or like TikTok videos and stuff, how would you like, how would you record that, like, on the side? Is it like a time lapse thing, or
I do. So sometimes I'll have like my Canon camera, and I'll just set it to the side. I'll just do my makeup for like videos, like, you know, the videos where people are just like, they're just doing their makeup.
Yeah.
They kind of crop and edit a certain way. That's like the easiest way to have a tutorial, actually. If you just put a camera up, do your makeup, and then go in later and edit some music and stuff. Cut.
Okay.
That's very easy. And usually, especially if you don't really care what the music is, you're just vibing. Super easy. Now, not to say editing is easy, because people say, oh, this is easy, like, you can't get past the first 10 seconds.
Yeah, editing actually takes forever.
It takes forever. It's mad tedious. It's not too bad if it wasn't so tedious.
Yeah.
And if you want to do, like, special stuff, it's like, dear God.
Yeah, it's
a lot.
It takes, like, an extra hour just to do the effects or something.
And depending on, like, how long the video is.
Yeah.
And, like, back in the day, because I've been doing this since 2016, I had to record videos, and it would take an hour. And I remember when Instagram was only allowing 15-second videos. So I was taking an hour and a half content and shorting it to 15 seconds.
That is...
It's demonic.
Yeah.
It's demonic. What? Just to get 30 likes. Like, what do you mean?
This.
It's a lot. And that's why, like, when people are saying be consistent and all that, it's easier said than done. There's so many. Just now, I put up a tutorial. It took me all evening to do, and it only got, like, 1,000 views. Which someone's hearing that, like, girl, 1,000 views.
Well, like, yeah, it's like a lot, but then 50. It's like...
But if the algorithm is, like, sometimes on your side and not, which being black, it's usually not. Fun. Add being black to all of what I said. Good luck. Good luck. But even for, like, the videos I like to do, I usually, like, pick a song, and I'm like, I just usually just vibe, but, like, I'll split it into parts. Like, I'll do eyeshadow on this part, and then do blush here, and da-da-da-da-da. It's kind of like you gotta work the math out in your head, and then put it out. But there's different ways of doing it. So I think it's, like, finding your zone. For me, I love a good song, and I love, anytime I do my makeup, I'm singing to something, so I wanted to incorporate that to, like, my tutorials or get ready with me or what have you. So it really depends, and it depends on the platform as well, because TikTok likes certain stuff and Instagram likes different stuff.
It's a lot of work.
It's a lot. And you know what? Saying it out loud now, I'm like, God dang.
Yeah, like, I'm like, I was yawning a little bit. I was like,
like, dear God.
Like, damn, yo, that's a lot of work.
It looks fun, but, like, the process is like, it's like an operation.
All for a minute. Like, but, like, you love it too, because you look back, you're like, oh my God, this is so good.
It's like, yeah, I did that, but damn. It's so much. It's so much. And then people don't like it. I'm like, I know you saw my video. I worked so hard on it. Like it. Bro, comment and subscribe.
I know.
It's not that hard.
Like, comment, subscribe to Lessons
Learned. Comment, subscribe right. Oh my God.
Right there.
Especially if you've been watching, like, this whole time and, like, you just sitting there and you haven't done anything.
Just click on
You're
the button.
the problem. You're not part of it. You are. This is an accountability moment. You should have accountability bigger.
I am, and I'm gonna zoom in on our face.
The face! You're like, no. She's right. As a matter of...
Anyways.
The dead assness is always hilarious when it comes out, because, like, oh no, she's serious. Like, I'll smile, but you're like, no, it's time for you to die.
Yeah. Anyways.
But yeah, that's editing.
What about, like, the other side on, like, you know, having customers and stuff?
I love my clients. I love it. So someone told me, like, kind of like your love language is playing into, like, your career and stuff.
Oh.
So yeah. So my love language, well, I think my love language is everything, because I'm a princess and I want everything. But these days it's been physical touch, quality time, which is, you know, you're doing makeup for an hour, you're all up in the face.
Yeah.
That's 2 in 1. And words of affirmation as well. So people say you can kind of see, like, what your love languages are about how you, like, treat people and service people.
Wow, I never thought about that.
Yeah, so like on the side where, like, I'm exhausted and I'm broke and trying to get money, you're also like blessing people in a way.
Yeah.
So I have so many people that come and literally they just want to be under the light, under the flowers, vibe to my mellow playlist, and they're just like, I don't care what you do, just love on
just
me.
Beat me up.
Yeah, but it's like in a way I am like I'm taking care of like where I put product, I'm blending correctly, I'm making sure you look good. Like that is love. That's
oh my
like,
God, I love that.
That's a love language right there. And I was like, dang, that's nice. So when my clients come, it's like, even for mornings, I'm like, oh, I have 5 faces to do. By the time I start phase 1, I'm like, I love this.
Yeah.
Every time I take a little break from makeup, I'm like, oh, I don't know if I want to do makeup. And then I start a client, I'm like, I love this job.
Yeah.
I love making people not only feel pretty, but like be treated pretty. Like being treated like you already are, and then just accentuating on top of it. Like that's a dope feeling.
It
and
is.
I always make sure, like when I'm doing makeup, especially if it's a new client, like I'll say, like one of them I had before, I was like, yo, you have the best eyebrows I've ever seen. Or, yo, your cheekbones are really nice. Like something that they probably wouldn't hear before.
Yeah.
And not to be corny or cheesy or like, let me just throw this in for a tip. Most people don't tip. Fun fact. Yeah.
Yo, for real.
Yeah.
Like,
when I get tips, I'm like, oh, really? Sometimes I'm just like, oh, you overpaid me. And they're like, that's a tip. I'm like, oh, these are real? Like, y'all gotta work on that too. Tip your servicer. Oh my god.
Work on that shit.
I love when people are like, how much is it? I'm like, oh, just $45. And they're like, just said $45. I'm like, I have to eat food, darling. But it's not, it's tipping. It's tipping. We know the history of tipping. We get it. But just do it.
But just tip.
Do it. If you were gonna get like a nip, just use the nip money to tip your service person. That was on the side. That was free. Anyway. But I don't say those nice things to tip. I say like, what... I also like to put myself in their position. What would I want to hear? What would I like to experience? Or what's something that I wish some people would tell me? Like, if I look good doing this, say that.
Right.
If you like this feature, just say that. Everything doesn't have to be sexual either. Which sometimes you gotta be careful of the tone that you say things. Because like, you like my lips, huh?
Yeah.
So, what are you doing after your last client? Like no. That was being nice.
Right.
But yeah, that's part of it. So that's like the words of affirmation part that comes in. Like, oh no, you're dope. Or whatever. But for some reason, usually when people come in here, they feel the energy and the vibe. I usually do, like on the side, I have like my board of like affirmations and like everything that I set for a goal. So like the energy is like, I set it good for me.
Yeah.
So that whatever comes in, it's like they can feel that. And that's why a lot of people are like, oh no, I love coming here because like it's warm, it's nice. And on top of that, I get a glam. Like, that's perfect. And I love being that for people because it is therapy in a way.
Yeah, it is. You could feel the energy in here, honestly. Like, it feels good. Like,
I have people that come literally every week, and I'm like, where are you going? But it's like, they just want to
chill, yeah.
They just want to chill. And literally, that's how they chill. Like, they just get glammed up. But it's more than getting glammed up when you really think about it. Someone's taking time to make you feel a certain way. That's love. Yeah. That's past service. So
it really is therapeutic for sure.
So I don't take it lightly for that reason, and that's what I mean when I say stepping in with passion and intention. Like, it's more than just me doing a thing to get money. Like, no, I want to love on people because that's the loving I want. And it goes in a circle with everything. You just gotta take care of the people that's doing that for you. And I think that's what like a lot of people, especially community, they forget about.
Right.
Like if someone
they just want to think about the money.
Yeah. Which I mean, it's capitalism. That's the society we are in. But we don't have to subscribe to it. Like we don't literally do what we can to fight against it. And that's why it's so taboo when you do. They're just like, why aren't you just worried about the money? Because it's like it's not about the money. That's why people like that are seen as like the hippies and the bohemians and stuff. It's like, no, I'm just a good human being. So that's like the other side of it. And that's really what keeps me as like, okay, no, people love this, but I love doing this for people. So it kind of goes hand in hand. But you gotta start taking care of people like that.
Yeah, you do.
Because burnout is the other side of it. So that's real. It's so real.
It is like real. Burning out, like, especially if you keep doing it for so long and then you don't get any,
that's the other side of it. It's one thing to do things for a while, but it's another if like the bang isn't giving your butt.
Exactly. Then you gotta figure out, okay, what am I doing wrong? Like
legit, you start second guessing yourself. Like, is this what I'm supposed to be doing? It's a lot. It's a lot. It's definitely a journey. It's a journey. We out here. I mean, like I said, this is all I know how to do. So I ain't getting no job. I'm not getting a job. like, we're not working for anyone ever again.
Right.
Unless, like, I'm bored, I'm like, you know what, I'll help out. That's the only way. Other than that, I'm not clocking in. I can't. And literally, I tried before, and I was like, I'm about to throw up.
Damn, I'm trying to get on your level, girl. I'm trying to.
And that's the other part. So, when I decided to be freelance and self-employed, this was like 2019, and we all know, like, that was before the pandemic. As soon as 2020
like, right
hit,
before, oh my God.
I was like, oh, I'll be okay, clientele. And then boom, we can't step outside at past March. I'm like, oh okay. Do I die? Like,
do I die?
Do I just lay here and let dust collect? But that's like where the faith comes in, like, and the intention, because I moved and I was positive with what I knew and what I wanted and what I wanted to give and receive, everything kind of just flowed. So there, of course, like, you know, we complain about the bull crap and the process to get all this, but it's like when you move how you want to move, like, everything aligns. It really does. Like, and again, no matter what you believe in, like, if you have that mindset and that I guess that boldness in a way, because it's bold to be like, nah, I'm gonna get
obedience
what I want. In a way, I guess, to yourself, in a way. That's right? Like, kind of like yeah, actually, right? Yeah, it would be. Because, like, you're listening to, like, your passion. A lot of us, like, we have no choice but to kind of.
I just had deja vu when I said that.
Oh, that's perfect. That's great. That's alignment.
Aligned. Wait, that's really scary, though.
Yeah, that's great. Oh,
the fact that I got that, like, video.
Yeah, that's great for you. You're just like, I'm freaking out. That look where I'm just like, isn't this funny? You're like, I'm scared.
Yeah. Great.
Like, yeah,
holy shit.
I hope it doesn't happen again.
That shit, I need to record that. Look back at that shit.
It's literally like a roller coaster. Like, once you get up, it's like,
you're up
and
there.
And then you drop it. It's like, I'm relieved, but I don't want to do that.
Oh my God.
Well, that's good. Yeah. Obedient.
Yeah,
damn, that might be like your thing. Is that a thing that's been like hard for you? Obedience? I don't know what this means. Because I could get hella deep right
Yo, like...
And like moments like that, because it's like pause,
like,
what is this moment?
That's crazy. Like,
I love deja vu.
Me too. Because like once I said that, it was just like, I don't even know.
You had like a familiar feeling.
Literally familiar feeling, like shift and all that. Like, wow.
I'm excited for that. That means shifting. I like shifts. Is there a shift you're going through? Yeah.
I am.
What's going on?
Like, it's
I don't really want to talk about me. Like, I don't know. I'm just here, honestly. I could care less about what I do. It's like, I do makeup. Anyway, what are you going through?
No, it's just like, I don't know. Lately, I've been like stuck between reality and my dream reality. I've been like,
that's real shit.
Yeah, like in a void, I feel like. You know what I mean?
Ooh.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just so weird now because, like, after that, I said obedience and all that. It's just, like, literally, like, a shift. Like, I don't know.
Shit. You just stepped into a different realm, probably.
Yo, I literally did. What the fuck? Yo, am I on Earth?
It's like a past
Earth
the blunt
2.0?
moment. That's definitely like a past the blunt moment where it's like, dude.
Another Proseccck.
Another Proseccck. Someone's
part 2,
so
we're going to have
Proseccck.
Yeah.
They're going to be like, is that a drug?
Yeah.
No, it's Proseccck.
It's Proseccck.
Calm down. But we love a good Proseccck. We have to get Proseccck merch.
Oh my God.
We're going to look like alcoholics, which I don't mind. Like,
honestly,
we're functioning. We're functioning. It's fine,
It's just
right?
wine.
You're right. I mean, like, 10 bottles is, like, not good, but are we going to get that far?
Maybe.
Depends on if another deja vu happens.
Yeah.
Like, oh no.
For real. Oh no.
Pour it up.
Pour
Well, that's good. I'm glad you're having that moment.
I know.
Good.
Do you feel like a lot of people are like shifting into like spirituality?
Yeah.
I feel like it's a good thing, but also a bad thing. Like, I feel like now I don't want to say that I'm spiritual because I don't know if you see on TikTok and like all that, but it's just people are bringing things out into light that aren't necessarily like good. So it's like, I don't know. I just feel like it's a trend now.
Some people aren't intentional about it.
They're not. And it's like...
You can always tell, too. Like, depending on how people deliver certain things or express their walk. Some people, there's, like, a lot of, what's the word? Arrogance behind it. Like, the arrogant wokes and the arrogant spirituals.
There's different levels. Like, I always tell people that, even on my podcast. Like, there's
and, like,
different
no matter, like,
shit.
what you... I feel like no matter, like, what you believe in, everyone knows when they sense bullshit.
Yeah.
So... There's a lot of bullshit within that. But, like, that's with everything.
But
like,
that's
with
everything.
Every faith, they have that. And spirituality is a faith.
It is.
Like, you're believing that whatever source you're feeling and, like, what's happening in different realms and voids and, like, all parts of that, that's still a faith.
It's still a faith.
Because you're still choosing to believe a certain thing. And I think everything's kind of connected.
I was just going to say that. I think everything's connected.
Everything's
because,
connected.
like, it's all, you know, guided to one source. So, it's like...
Legit. And I feel like because of that, you know, there's this, with humans, we have this obsession with control. So, like, everything that has its set of rules and regulations and how you do things, how to not do things. If you do this, this happens. It's like, who freaking said? And everybody's journey is not linear. So, what does that look like? It's a lot. It's a lot. And it's hard to, like, even with spirituality and faith and what have yous, or nothing at all, it's hard to, like, express that or be part of that because everyone is so freaking opinionated. And you hear things from here, there, and there. It's hard to figure out, like, what's your truth or not. But I think that's, like, part of the journey, and everything is personal. But I think... people need to remember that. It's like, yo, it's personal. It's personal
and it's your own journey. Like, follow your own journey.
And you can share your personal experience and, like, something. But even that is, like, if I ask you. Like, me saying, like, oh, yeah, I was reading up on this. And I'm kind of, like, stepping into that. And someone's like, you have to do this. This isn't real.
Yeah, it's like,
no. It's like, I was just reading a book. Like, it's... it's a lot. It's a lot. And that's why a lot of people are scared to, like, tap into that.
I know.
And I don't want... You know, people shouldn't be scared to do anything.
They shouldn't be.
It's a human experience. Like,
I know.
Everyone has one in and one out. So, the in-between, just live it up.
Just do it.
Just do it. This is sponsored by Nike. Just do it.
Just do it.
Yeah, just do it.
Tiana.
Yeah, Tiana. And Tiana. She's part of it as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like everybody's definitely stepping into it because I think everybody wants something to, like, have hope in. Because we're all like, this is all shit. So everybody, as one, we're all like,
ghetto.
It's so ghetto. I know I'm not supposed to be here.
I know.
I fully believe I'm supposed to be like a fairy just flying around in some forest. With, like, mushrooms and, like, music.
That'd be dope.
I feel it every day.
Yeah.
I feel the wings. I'm like, someone took my wings.
You feel them growing?
Legit. I feel it. I feel like I'm supposed to have, like, antennas or something. Like, I'm just supposed to be this...
Yo, what if they started growing right now?
I'll be like, yeah!
I'll be like...
Well, it will hurt. I'll probably have to, like, take...
I'll be looking like...
We'll have to cut. Right? So you were telling the truth.
Oh my god.
That would be so dope.
I'd be like, yo, you better fly, girl.
Imagine. I'd get the hell up out of here. You wouldn't see me again.
I would not see you again.
But then I'd have bills. I'll be like, I didn't figure out.
Wait, hold up. You're a fairy. You don't have bills.
Right, you know? But I'm a fairy and I have bills. I fully think I'm a fairy right now. But I still have bills. I have to eat.
Damn.
I can't steal. I feel like that's against the fairy law. I know somebody's like, yo, are they okay? No, we're not okay. I wholeheartedly believe I'm a fairy, and I'm just here.
If you're still watching, please.
No, if you're still here.
If you're still here,
able
like,
to comprehend,
just subscribe.
Just
like,
sub. I know, but that leads to my point.
Yeah.
For people who are, like, listening to this whole thing, just like, yo, I get it. That's who
you
this
might
is
as
for.
well act. That's exactly.
That's what this is for, and that's what I think is, like, the reward in stepping into, like, your passion with intention.
Like having people just, like, come back every time.
And it makes sense. And,
and
like,
I love
I'm not
that.
Crazy. But you'll be crazy. But it's like, I have a
because you're just talking to yourself in front of a camera.
Essentially. Like, when we really think about this,
we look crazy.
We look nuts. But then we post it and it's like, oh, that was a vibe.
It's like, oh, that was cute.
Yeah, heck yeah. It was a vibe. Heck yeah. I love you. Move out of my way. But yeah, if you stayed throughout the whole thing, or it's clicking for you, welcome.
Welcome.
To the island of misfit toys. Like, welcome. That's lit.
Yeah.
Hell
share
yeah.
a lesson.
Share.
Actually.
Share. Share today. Your life depends on it.
Speaking of lesson, I guess we'll wrap this up. What lesson? I know. Don't worry, we're gonna have so many.
It's gonna be part 35.
Yo,
so
it's gonna be part 100.
Like, legit. It's gonna be like Tiana again.
Tiana again. Damn, it's gonna be Tia and Tiana show.
Yo,
that'd be dope. That'd be cute.
That could be a segment.
Yo.
We can have like a sub.
Oh my god, that'd be
We might as well. We're here until like they kick me out, which might be a thing.
Yeah, no. Never.
Yeah. No, they're definitely gonna sell this space, so it's like niggas gotta figure it out. Well, we'll be okay.
We'll be okay.
There'll still be a sign.
Yeah.
They can't take my sign from me.
No, they better not.
Imagine they're like, we gotta repo this. I'm like,
what?
But it's my name. They're gonna be like, we can cut it. There's someone named Nicole.
They're just like, I'm like, yo.
Like, you're right, okay. Well, yeah.
But like,
we'll do this.
Yeah.
We lit. Okay, there you go. Your lesson. What's the lesson?
What's the lesson you learned so far in life? And it could be about your makeup, like anything.
That's a whole other segment.
I know it is. It is. But like, to wrap it up.
What's the so what's the lesson I'm on now?
I know, because there's so many chapters in life. And
so I've grown so much. Mind you, I'm also 27, so I think this is what people call like the Saturn return. And stuff like that, I wasn't like prone to, or I didn't like, not believe. Like I was like, okay, that's a thing. But
it's interesting to look at, I mean,
that's what
I'm really open. I'm really open to like learning different things.
That's what it was.
I don't want to say I believe it, but it's like really interesting to look at.
That was me. I was like, oh, this is pretty, or like that's
right.
Cool
Like,
idea
oh, that's cute.
Planets kind of mean things. I'm like, okay. And then the minute I started like tapping in, or I would hear it, and I'll be like, oh no, that's not legit. I think the first thing that happened that was like, okay, there's something to this was like the Mercury retrograde stuff. How there literally is always some type of electronic happening.
Yo, you could feel it. Like,
or you can feel it.
Tension.
When you can feel men, like for me specifically, men popping up that I want nothing to do with all of a sudden.
Yeah, you think about them and then they come out. Don't hit me up.
Don't hit me up. Leave me alone. You have nothing to say either. Like,
nothing.
Literally one just hit me up and, like, nothing to say. I'm like, so
just like, hey.
Legit. Nothing to offer. Nothing to add. Just there. And I'm like, I don't...
Because they're tests to see if you moved on or not, which is never move on sometimes.
Yeah, that's another lesson. But, anywho. I'm not necessarily invested in all of it, but I consider it when it comes to, like, life. And I think that's the biggest thing I've been doing is just considering everything. So, like, being 27 is, like, the Saturn return, which means, like, this is when life gets real. And I'm like, it wasn't real before.
No.
It gets worse than this.
No, for real.
So, right now, it's been, like, just transformation and really, like, who do I want to be? Not who am I. I think that's too broad. It's, like, who do you want to be right now? And right now, it's okay. And I think that's,
I like that.
Yeah, that's been my biggest lesson right now is, like, your journey is your journey. It's okay.
Right.
Wherever you're at.
And it's like a season, so who do you want to be right now in this season so you
Legit.
can grow to like another chapter?
Legit.
I totally get that.
Yeah.
I love that.
And that's okay.
Shit.
I feel like even social media and society pressures you to be a consistent person at all times. And that makes no sense.
Right.
You wouldn't expect a person to be the same after they've had a kid or they get a new career or something happens, their life changes. Like, that's goofy.
Right.
And I don't know why we try to, like, force ourselves to, like, be this one version of ourselves. Like, I change, like, the seasons.
Yeah.
Like, I could be this colorful fairy today, and, like, next week I'm black and white, because that's where I'm at.
And then the next day, freaking red.
Yeah, legit. And that I think I show that with my hair a lot, because there was this one phase I was, like, black and blonde for a while. I was giving, like, very much black and white picture show, and then the next thing you know, I'm like colorful hair and gems and stuff. But it's not only going through the motions in the journey, but honoring each step, each part that you're in.
I think it's good to like shift to like your hairstyle and
all
like,
of
your
that,
outfit, like
all of that, expressing where you are in your journey. It makes it come whole, and that's how you can kind of honor it the same. I feel like when you're in seasons of like loneliness, for example, like that's currently kind of where I am in my journey. It's kind of stepping out the more. It's like
the sun's coming out and everything, right? Yeah.
Which I feel like now that I'm like out of like kind of like the workplace environment, I kind of move like the season as well. Like when it's time to rest, I don't want to do anything. When it's time for spring, I'm preparing things so that when things bloom, I'm blooming at the same time, which is super dope. But along with that in the journey, it's like acknowledging each step, each happening, what I'm thinking, how I'm feeling, everything. Just whatever comes up, it's up. And we face it, we look at it, and we celebrate it. If it's stuff that we don't like, it's cool. We'll fix it. But hey, you learn something about yourself that you can change, and you're going to become a better person now. That's lit stuff.
I love that.
Yeah, heck yeah. And people would say, oh, you think so positively. It's like, oh, no. There's times I'm like, I want to get up out of here. I hate this everything. But that's part of the journey. But that's part of, exactly. People think the journey is just like this, like the flowers and colorful hair and oh, I love life. Like,
no. There's some
hating
days,
everything is part of it.
There's some days I'm like, bro.
Y'all legit. And it wouldn't be realistic if it wasn't. It wouldn't be realistic. So yeah, that's my biggest lesson right now. It's like, enjoy the journey, each part, embrace it, love it, and share consensually. Don't just blurt out, you know what I learned today. It's like, we're just eating pizza. Like, I didn't want to hear that.
Like, I didn't want to...
But, like
ask for their consent. Because
legit.
People, like, don't want to hear certain things.
No.
So.
And, like, something like this where someone asks you to be part of a podcast. Yeah. It's like, oh, this is consensual sharing.
Yeah.
Go off.
Not just, like...
yeah.
Walking down the street, be like, you know what I think?
Or texting, be like, hey, can I tell you something? It's like... if I'm in the mood. Yeah. Like, ask me my mood first. That's a
you know what? We have a whole nother... We have so many segments of that.
You're like, we're going to get back to that one.
No, but I just need to say, honestly, I already forgot it because, like, my brain is going crazy right now.
Like, there's so much.
There are just so many... Oh, I remember. So, it's, like, setting boundaries. Like, that's a whole nother segment, but I feel like people do not know how to set boundaries. And they say things that are just awkward, and then you know you just end up not
you have
even
to deal.
talking.
You have to deal. Like, I'm just in this moment. It's like, so what was that? And half the time they don't even know. Half the time they're just like, I don't even know where that came from. And you know what? That usually comes from people who don't. They kind of have chaotic energy going on. There's a lot going on in here. They don't know what to do. And again, a lot of that stuff, no one taught us how to deal.
Exactly.
So you kind of have some type of grace for it, but at the same time, it's like, yo, bro.
Yeah.
We're eating pizza.
Right.
We're vibing.
We're eating pizza with pepperoni.
Like, come on. Like, vibe for 2 seconds, and then we might get into it.
Right.
Or check in, because I might, like, be on the brink of tears, and all of a sudden you're done.
And then you say it, and you're like,
oh, that's all part of the journey and lesson as well. Like, there's a lot. You're gonna learn a lot here.
You're gonna learn a lot. Lessons learned.
She said, we're gonna fix your crap.
We're gonna
here.
fix your shit.
You're gonna be accountable today.
Accountability, that's another one. Oh my god.
You're like, oh my god.
Yo, we're gonna have mad segments, girl. Like,
we're not gonna shut the fuck up. Yo, they're gonna be like, more?
Like, yo.
But hey, if you could use that, make sure you're here.
Yes.
Thank you for being a source of doing this.
Girl,
this is great.
Are you serious? Thank you so much for being on.
Of course, it's your world. I'm just in it. I swear to God.
This was so fun.
Hell
like, I was laughing. I'm like,
yeah.
my cheeks hurt. Like, oh my God.
This is painful now.
This is
Joy
painful.
hurts all of a sudden. Deja vu.
So,
yo. You're doing a lot here. This is like work.
Yo.
Like, you're doing therapist work, low-key.
Oh my
God.
God.
Making people do the work within themselves by talking about your own.
It's hard. I feel like it's really hard to be, like, deep and vulnerable, because...
vulnerable. That part. That's hard. That's hard.
Because, honestly, it's really no one's business. And when we really talk about it...
I can't wait for... Yeah, this was good that we know who I am, so that the next time we don't have to talk about me at all. Because we really got to get into your dome. Because I want, like, the way you say stuff is, like...
Yo...
It's, like, very to the point. It's like,
yeah, I be getting to the point.
Suck. I love that, though.
You ain't shit. Yo.
I love that.
I know. Some people don't, though. Some people don't like it. They like getting
they don't know what to do with that.
Yeah.
They don't know what to do with it.
That's why, like, they get intimidated. But sometimes you need that friend to tell you how it is, and I'm that friend.
Sometimes I'm so down for whatever. I need that person to be on the side of Tiana. We're not doing this.
Yeah, like, I'm sorry. We're not going to do it. I'm sorry.
Like, no.
And like you can just tell by my face, I'm like,
yes, and I need that.
yeah.
Well, I'm the
everyone needs that one friend. Like not all the time,
Mm-mm.
obviously, because it's a lot. Because it is like some people can't handle it. Like I get it.
With myself.
Yeah,
I get it.
Like, you know.
No,
but, like,
sometimes like having that balance, the person that's down for whatever, but the person that's like, we're
yeah,
not doing this.
They're down for whatever, but they're reasonable about it.
Heck
like
yeah.
they're thinking about like,
heck yeah,
I'm down, but like,
yeah,
this is really a
feel
good
bad.
idea. Like
what time is it?
Right.
Where are we going?
Right.
How?
Like, I really want to, but it's 2 a.m.
Yeah,
like,
legit.
you know, like
so many of those moments.
Right.
It's like, let's make an executive decision.
Right.
That's gonna be wise. Yeah, that's great. We need that. This is perfect.
So if you want that friend, come on, Lessons Learned.
Like and subscribe.
And
share. And share. Even
Yeah.
petty. If like there was a part where like you've been like hinting at a friend, you don't have like the balls to say it. Just share it. Just share it. And be like, go to this part right here. I've been thinking about this for myself. We're gonna work on you lying about that too, but like with baby steps. Just show them a segment. It's fine. I've done that before.
And make sure you follow Tiana. Book with her, everything.
If you make content and you want me to follow back, just like interact with my story.
Yeah.
I like to say that to people because I don't want to be the girl that doesn't follow people back. Because it's like, girl, who are you? And like I would say that to myself too. Like, all right, it's not that serious.
Right.
You can follow people back. I just don't see it. So if you do and you're like, yo, I want to interact with you. You're cool beans, hot rice. Just interact with the story.
I'm crying.
Interact with the story. I got you. But you'll see me, so we'll talk. We'll be talking. It's lit. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
See you in the next one. In the next one. In the next one.
Oh yeah, I'll be here every week. It's fun. We love it.